we take a deep dive into the launch of the new small business incubator, SpartUp. We'll show you how it can benefit the San Jose State community.
San Jose is working to make the streets safer for pedestrians. Straight ahead, we'll tell you how the Vision Zero project is working.
Did you feel the most recent earthquake in the Bay Area? Just ahead, we'll show you how to be prepared for the next one.
From the School of Journalism and Mass Communications at San Jose State University, your source for what's happening with a fresh perspective on today's issues. You're watching Update News.
Welcome to Update News. I'm Sandy Santos.
And I'm Denitris Chevis-Rose. Small business owners and entrepreneurs in the San Jose State community are in the running to get some help. $250,000 worth of help the university has launched SpartUp, a small business incubator. It's a program designed to help Spartan students, alumni, and faculty succeed in their business ventures. Reporter Jesus Delatud explains how it works.
1, 2, 3.
Paper planes ridden with the hopes and dreams of entrepreneurs flew through the air at MLK Library last week. That's because San Jose State is set to make those dreams a reality after launching the SpartUp Incubator program.
One of the things we want to do in SpartUp is we want to provide a consistent, continuous net that carries between programs, supports programs, and is there for students, alumni, faculty, and staff all the time.
To help jumpstart their startups, the university will provide Spartans mentorship, networking, and funding. Things participants in the program said are beneficial and even essential to starting a business in Silicon Valley.
But it's nice to come back to San Jose State, to the place where I graduated, to receive funding from here in this community, but to network with other people that, you know, can give me ideas, make my business better, people that can mentor me. I'm happy to mentor other students or, you know, whoever is starting their business.
The SpartUp program will also offer SJSU entrepreneurs the opportunity to participate in a startup competition in May. Innovators with the best ideas from schools in the California State University system, including SJSU, will be awarded more than $250,000. In San Jose, Jesus Delatud, Update News.
Some drivers complain that the streets of San Jose are becoming a lot less car-friendly. There are fewer parking spaces near the San Jose State campus and the downtown. They've been replaced with bike lanes and concrete medians. It's particularly frustrating for students. Many more of them are commuting since the pandemic. It's leading some to ask, how is this helping to keep streets safe? San Jose adopted the worldwide Vision Zero project in 2015. Advocates lobbied for the changes to help cut down on the alarming number of traffic fatalities. Colin Hain is with the Vision Zero project.
In fact, I myself at the time worked for the Silicon Valley Bicycle Coalition, which is one of the groups calling for Vision Zero. We realized that we couldn't get more people walking and biking unless the safety concerns were addressed.
San Jose streets see fewer traffic fatalities compared to other big cities, but Vision Zero says there is no acceptable number of people dying in the streets.
In 2022, we are on pace to exceed 60 fatalities. We started off the year very badly with a rash of traffic fatalities, and you really have to pay attention to the data, to where these crashes are happening, why they're happening, and put resources on the areas of biggest concern. Traffic safety was focused on neighborhoods where residents were asking for it.
Michael Bringus says these changes are not what he was asking for.
Like the big concrete medians in the middle of the road that just take up so much space can really free up parking, because parking here on campus is one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with.
Students remain confused about the purpose of these new concrete medians around campus. There are many more commuter students than street parking spaces.
I see them and I just don't understand the reasoning behind them. One was just recently installed in front of the house I live in right now, and there's really no point for it, and it took away 3 parking spaces that students could have.
One of the goals of Vision Zero is to eventually eliminate car travel by 2040. 15% of trips will be taken by bike, 15% by foot, and 20% by transit. That means fewer parking spaces.
San Jose is a sprawling city that was built to accommodate quick car travel. So we're trying to undo decades of car-centric planning and engineering. Some of the things that people may see around town are quick build projects, basically using paint or plastic, reflective dots, signal timing changes. In downtown San Jose, you see a lot of these green plastic posts called bollards. That's a quick build technique.
Quick build techniques are cheaper and smaller developments. Capital projects are the large concrete medians and frontage lanes in the roads.
On 10th and 11th, it's a frontage lane. So if you live on that block, you can pull into that lane and drive slowly with the bicycle traffic that's in that lane. And I ride in these lanes with my 5-year-old son. They're very slow. It's very comfortable. The fast-moving traffic is on the other side of those concrete barriers. And some blocks we're using parked cars as well. So you park your car to the outside of the bike lane. The parked cars become a physical barrier protecting the bicyclist.
The data shows these re-engineered roads have created a safer urban environment for pedestrians, scooters, and bicycles.
I feel like bike lanes are just part of the law, so like we're gonna need to have a bike lane. Bike lanes need to be a thing like on streets to like, keep bikers safe.
Local biker Laura Wolford appreciates the changes Vision Zero has brought to San Jose.
All of the new bike lanes, I actually feel that they have enhanced the opportunity for safety and also just for more people to be biking in busy streets.
The Vision Zero folks say it is a work in progress and it may take a while for people to get used to it, but they believe it will benefit everybody in the long run.
We live in earthquake country. Seismic activity happens all year long. But from late September into October is when there has been lots of quakes. So if one happens near you, are you prepared?
The California Integrated Seismic Network, or CISN, is an organization composed of seismology experts. Their mission is to provide better seismic monitoring and earthquake predictions. One of the main faults they monitor is the San Andreas Fault.
The San Andreas Fault is building up tension as it passes right underneath San Juan Bautista and Hollister. It runs right underneath the mission of San Juan Bautista.
An expert says it extends to major parts of the Bay Area.
This is a very active part of the world. This is a place where the tectonic plates are sliding right past each other. And so one of the things that will eventually happen is that we will have a big earthquake, a bunch of smaller ones, but possibly potentially a bigger one as well.
The tectonic plates at the San Andreas Fault are constantly moving as they shift 2 inches per year. Residents near the fault can see the long-term damage. This is an example. A crack in the pavement along Highway 101. It happened a few weeks ago. And it's not the only roadway near San Juan Bautista that shows apparent damage. As the San Andreas Fault runs 750 miles across California, people expect a large earthquake soon. But how can California residents prepare for a disaster?
I mean, yeah, that sounds kind of scary. I kind of don't want there to be a really big earthquake, but if it does happen, I hope that everyone's prepared for it.
I think I'm as ready as I can be. I usually have water, at least bottled water of some sort. We have like first aid kit, any kind of bandages or any wound kind of care. I have metal blanket to stay warm. I have tennis shoes and a sweatshirt.
Experts recommend that you prepare a kit with enough necessary supplies to last 3 to 4 days. This includes water, flashlights, power source batteries, warm blanket, personal documents, and a change of clothing. Experts advise that residents learn more about these precautions and safety matters in case of an earthquake.
If you want more information on how to keep your family and your home safe, there is an online site. Go to earthquakecountry.org.
When we come back, just ahead, what some Bay Area young people are doing to help save the planet as they participate in Global Climate Action Day.
I'm Brandy Cash, and I'll be coming up with your update news weather for the week.
San Jose celebrated Global Climate Action Day this past Saturday. The California Climate Action Corp has a hands-on Bay Day. The mayor and other leaders tackle some of the city's biggest climate issues. Reporter Heather Allen has more of the story.
The energy at Vegelution Farm was electrifying as more than 300 San Joseans showed up. Their mission? To get their hands dirty at Climate Action Day, an initiative that inspired climate action events all over the Bay Area.
When we think about climate change, it all seems really daunting. You know, this enormous force globally, and people often struggle and think, well, how can I possibly make a difference, you know, beyond whatever my own little daily habits might be. And the truth is that by acting locally, we can have an impact global.
Volunteers here at the Vegelution Farm at Emma Prush Farm Park are planting trees, composting, and canvassing in the neighborhood to raise awareness about the human impact on climate change and to help mitigate carbon emissions. Primary organizers of the event were Climate Action Corps, the nation's first state-level service corps. It is dedicated to safeguarding communities from the impacts of climate change.
And we've created these incredible programs, Climate Action Corps, College Corps at San Jose State, where we're calling on young people to take action and be part of the solution, and we're seeing them step up in a big way.
College Corps is a new fellowship initiative from the governor's office. It grants student fellows $10,000 towards their education. It's a debt-free pathway to graduation for Pell Grant students.
Today, I believe we're planting trees, actually, and that'll be super cool. I love it just because San Jose has, I think, a lot of climate issues, and our mayor especially, he's very passionate about like the climate issues in San Jose, so it's really cool to have our fellowship at our university like working towards something that the city is so passionate about.
Mayor Liccardo says that cities are responsible for 70% of carbon emissions and that it is especially important to get young people involved.
Well, our young people obviously get it, and they get it a lot better than people my age do. And so we really want to leverage their energy and their passion. We know that this is their earth that we're saving, and I think they get it, that past generations have largely failed on this. So I see more and more that this generation is stepping up in a big way, and we want to take advantage of that energy to really accelerate our work.
In San Jose, I'm Heather Allen, Update News.
So, what are some of the simple things that we can do to help sustain the planet? Joining us now is Matthew Spadoni. He is the coordinator for the San Jose State Community Garden. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, thank you for having me.
How does gardening help sustain the environment?
So gardening, growing food, which is what we primarily do, is really good for our sustainability efforts because if all of us were growing where we could, we wouldn't have to use large-scale agriculture, drive all of our food all across the country. So yeah, gardening is a really great thing that can help us keep our emissions down by keeping our food close to us.
If viewers are interested in growing some of their own food, what are some of the simple ways that they can get started?
There are a lot of resources online. One of my favorite places is YouTube. If you're a hands-on learner, we also have volunteer days 3 times a week at the garden for students to come and learn with us. So the whole point of the volunteer days is for us to get a little bit of work done in the garden and for them to learn skills and develop the organic gardening practices that we do at the garden.
How else can our viewers get involved with sustainable efforts?
So on campus, we have an Office of Sustainability that has various events and ways for you to get engaged. And just in the whole Bay Area, there are tons of nonprofits. There are indigenous organizations that are kind of, in my eyes, some of the leaders in our area for sustainability and climate resilience. So really looking towards the leaders in our community and trying to follow in their footsteps, take advice from them and join their efforts, support them as best we can. That's what I try to do, even beyond when I'm looking for advice and ways to become more connected.
Matthew, thank you so much for your time.
Now, for the latest on Hurricane Ian. It hit Florida's southwest coast yesterday afternoon as a powerful Category 4 storm, unleashing dangerous conditions including flooding and storm surges. Ian has now been downgraded to a tropical storm as it heads into South Carolina. But forecasters say it could reach hurricane status again. Here's the latest on Ian's path from the National Hurricane Center.
Thursday, September 29th update on Tropical Storm Ian. It's just after 11:30 Eastern Time. We're seeing the center of Ian emerging off the east central coast of Florida, just to the east of Cape Canaveral. Looks very different than yesterday. All the rain and wind, most of the hazardous impacts are now north of the center. We've had flash flooding, in some cases catastrophic flash flooding across portions of central and east central Florida this morning. Heavy rainfall spreading up the northeast coast of Florida, affecting places like Flagler Beach, St. Augustine, working their way up into Jacksonville. We've seen strong wind gusts this morning. Places like Daytona Beach have gusted up to 70 miles an hour. We just had a 74-mile-per-hour wind gust at Marineland. And this onshore flow here is pushing storm surge into portions of northeast Florida coastline, where we have a storm surge warning in effect. So it's going to be a very, very rough another 12 to 18 hours for portions of the northeast Florida coast with the tropical storm force winds, gusts to hurricane force, life-threatening storm surge inundation of 3 to 5 feet above ground level.
Hundreds of thousands of Floridans have been asking to evacuate their homes. 2 million are without power. If you want to help, here are a few suggestions. The American Red Cross takes online donations. Just go to redcross.org. You can donate to the Salvation Army by phone or by mail. That number is 1-800-725-2769. The state of Florida is asking people to donate to the Florida Disaster Fund. You can find it at volunteerflorida.org/donate-FDF.
We are blessed with good weather here in the Bay Area. In fact, it's been very warm, but that could be changing. Brandy Cash has our forecast.
Hi, I'm Brandy Cash with a look at your future update news weather forecast. After seeing some warmer weather to finish the week, expect some cooling changes this weekend with increasing wind and clouds into early next week. Warmer to Friday, valley mid 80s near 90. Weekend cooling, high 70s and 80s, and rain stays north breezy at times. And taking a look at the future forecast, which shows storms mostly missing us to the north, but we will see clouds at times and increase with onshore winds that will bring cooling temperatures and more low clouds. And taking a look at our 7-day forecast for Santa Cruz, pretty cool this weekend at Saturday and Sunday at 66 degrees and 68 degrees, low 56, low 57. And San Francisco higher towards the end of the week, Thursday and Friday at 75 degrees and 76 degrees, but cooling into next week. And Oakland, we have 81 Friday, which is really nice. And then weekend, 74, 73, and then cooling into next week also. San Jose, we have really high temperatures for Friday at 87 degrees, and then low by next week into the high 70s. I'm Brandy Cash, and this is your news update, and back to the studio.
When we come back,
when we return, we recap the most recent Spartan football game.
Haven't planned your Halloween festivities yet? We'll show you some of the best scary ideas. That story is coming up.
And we hear what students are dressing up as for Halloween this year with State of the Spartans.
At San Jose State, we really do learn by doing. This is my first semester working on our award-winning newspaper, the Spartan Daily. But my whole time here really has been about real-world skill building. Professors like Diane Gurazi continue their work in journalism while bringing that knowledge back to us in the classroom each semester. Then we're on the Spartan Daily, Update News, or the Spear. We get to put all that into practice. We even get to work with cutting-edge tools like our new VR lab, where we get to learn new ways of real storytelling using 3D virtual reality.
Our students have many opportunities to work in newsrooms that function like the ones they will encounter in their professional careers. Here in Update News, for instance, we produce a weekly show that is aired on local access television in San Jose, and we produce video news that is digital first. Students will get experience as producers, anchors, and field reporters.
The Spartan Daily, our award-winning student newspaper, has not missed a scheduled publication date in more than 80 years and remains one of the longest-standing papers of its kind in the Western United States. Through classroom instruction and our newsroom labs, we give our students the tools to succeed and create their own bright futures. Learn by doing. If you're interested in joining our program, visit our website for more information.
It was a huge win for Spartan football in its third game of the season. San Jose State blew past Western Michigan to win it, 34-6 on home turf at Sefco Stadium. Carson Wells has the highlights.
The San Jose State football team beat Western Michigan 34-6 at the game this past Saturday. The Spartans took to the field in their new all-black uniforms and started the game off with a 38-yard field goal made by Terrence Shiv at the end of the first quarter. San Jose scored 2 touchdowns in the second quarter, the first being made by Kyrie Robinson with a 5-yard run, and the second made by Elijah Cooks, who received a 13-yard pass from Siobhan Cordero. At half, San Jose was up 17-0. During the third quarter, Western Michigan's Sean Tyler scored their only touchdown of the night, but it was followed by a missed field goal. In the fourth quarter, we saw another touchdown from Robinson with a 23-yard run, and Shiv followed with a field goal. Shiv finished off the fourth quarter with a 27-yard field goal. The Spartans head to Laramie, Wyoming this Saturday to take on the Cowboys, and then return home to play University of Las Vegas October 7th. That's it for this week's Sports Update. I'm Carson Wells. Back to you in the studio.
Halloween is just around the corner, which means it's officially scary season. For college students, it is one of the most exciting times of the fall semester, because it means that the dreaded midterms will be ending shortly. Everyone is ready to get dressed up, party, and take part in scary festivities. Reporter Roger Smith has the story.
As we get closer to the date, have you already decided on what your look is this Halloween? Who or what will you be dressing up as? Our Gerardo Gonzalez put that question to the students of San Jose State campus. That is this week's State of the Spartans. Some of the more popular spine-chilling things to do include going to haunted houses, pumpkin patches, and watching scary movies. Third-year student Anthony Trujillo says that his family has an Oktoberfest tradition every year.
I like to go to the pumpkin patch with my family, you know, take some pictures with them. And also, like, sometimes we have this little, get this little movie night on Thursdays or Fridays. We all just come together, watch some scary movies or like some sort of Halloween-themed kind of movie.
SJSU is offering discounted tickets for a local theme park, Great America, for their Tricks and Treats celebration. Students will get the opportunity to look at their Halloween decorations while enjoying the day riding some attractions at a discounted price. For some, one of the most exciting things about Halloween is going to parties and dressing up. You get to put a costume on, show off your creativity, and it's a lot more fun if you do it with a group of friends. Christian Torres expresses his excitement about this year's Halloween dress-up ritual.
I love dressing up. That's one of my biggest things too about Halloween. Like, I like dressing up, I like doing themes, especially if I have someone else, you know, or like a group of people. We'll do something together.
It's almost here. The month of October is only 2 days away, and there's so many of you guys already thinking of what you can do this month.
Party if there's anything on campus or off campus, because I know a lot of parties happen, especially during like holidays and stuff like that. Yes, I think I'm gonna go as like the Black Swan from like the actual movie, or if that one doesn't work out, I will dress up as like maybe like one of the Tinkerbell fairies or something like that, like a group costume idea.
I plan to like probably hang out with my roommates
probably go to like a Halloween party. If there's anything off campus or in our apartment complex, I'm deciding between either like a demon or the voodoo man from Princess and the Frog.
Yeah, so I was looking to go to Great America with my friends and maybe experience Halloween Haunt for the first time. And then I might go pumpkin carving or do a costume party. I might go for like a more funny costume, like a sumo wrestler or a big inflatable guy, something like that.
Actually, my friend Jordan and I are planning on heading over to Santa Cruz and seeing if there's anything going on down there. I think we actually have a party we're gonna head out to specifically. Yeah, we saw something online we think would be really fun. We're planning on doing a Breaking Bad kind of Heisenberg and Jesse, so we still got to figure out who's who, but I think that's what we're gonna go with.
Besides all the Halloween festivities, there's a lot going on this coming week. Carson Wells guides you through the coming up calendar.
Here are some things to look forward to this upcoming week. Solidarity, Hispanic Senior Citizens, is on display in the Martin Luther King Jr. Library on the second floor. Learn about preserved wisdom and heritage of community members and our local history. The 53rd Santa Clara Parade of Champions takes place on October 1st. The festivities go all day and include food trucks, community village, and street dance. Participate in a plant swap at the community campus garden. You can swap plants and meet other eco-minded Spartans. This event takes place from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on October 4th. Go to the Fall Festival. Celebrate our valley's rich agricultural history with local arts, crafts, and foods. Here's what's coming up in athletics. Women's volleyball plays today at 6 p.m., women's soccer plays today at 7 p.m., and men's soccer plays tomorrow at 7 p.m. That's all for this week.
And that does it for this week's edition of Update News.
For all of us here, thanks for joining us and see you next week.